President Donald Trump spoke for just over an hour and a half at a rally here in Indiana, Pennsylvania. This area of Western Pennsylvania really crucial to the campaign in case he hopes to carry the great Commonwealth once again in 2024. He won this specific county about an hour east of Pittsburgh, both in 2016 and in 2020. So if he hopes to carry the state, he really needs to boost his numbers in these specific, more rural areas of Pennsylvania. The supportive crowd here, they really ate up a lot of what the former president was saying here, including when he spent time talking specifically about immigration. Take a listen.
She's been in office for 3.5 years. She's saying what she's going to do if she becomes president, but she's been there almost 4 years. She hasn't done anything except destroy our country with millions of people that shouldn't be here. Whether she was the border czar or just the person in charge of the border, it's been the worst thing ever, maybe one of the worst things ever to happen to our country. Look at what's happening in Springfield, Ohio.
Harris campaign officials are weighing a potential visit by the vice president to the U.S.-Mexico border on Friday, when she is set to visit the battleground state of Arizona. The reason, sources tell me, is that they are trying to narrow the gap in polling. Of course, former President Donald Trump has held a lead in polls when it comes to the issue of immigration. But while some campaign officials remain concerned about that lead, they also see an opportunity to close the gap. But Republicans have tried to cast the vice president, falsely so, as the border czar, solely putting her responsible for border security. Well, that hasn't been the case. Instead, she has been focused on the root causes of migration in Central America. Border visit would offer the opportunity, campaign officials say, for her to deliver her message on this issue, one where she has been talking about her work as Attorney General, tackling transnational gangs, but also saying that the former president is unserious about the border for tanking that bipartisan border bill.
Israeli airstrikes battering southern and eastern Lebanon. It is the most intense Israeli bombardment of Lebanon since the 2006 war, and the deadliest. Hundreds were killed and many more injured as the Israeli military said it targeted Hezbollah weapons depots and rocket launchers. Meanwhile, Israeli air defense is springing into action as Hezbollah fired more than 200 rockets and drones at Israel, targeting the city of Haifa and aiming further south than usual. At least 2 rockets hitting the West Bank, more than 60 miles south of the Lebanese border and just east of Tel Aviv. As Israeli fighter jets carried out airstrikes, the country's leaders say they are deliberately escalating, hoping to change the equation.
I promise to change the security balance, the balance of power in the north. This is exactly what we're doing. We're dismantling thousands of rockets and missiles aimed at Israeli cities and citizens.
Lebanese officials say this is simply Israeli aggression.
The continuing Israeli aggression on Lebanon is a war of extermination in every sense of the word, and a destructive plan aimed at destroying Lebanese villages and towns and eliminating green areas.
In Lebanon, Israel's new escalatory strategy is pushing thousands to flee their homes, as the Israeli military sent mass text messages, including to some residents of the Lebanese capital, and interrupted radio broadcasts, urging residents in southern and eastern Lebanon to evacuate. Jeremy Diamond, CNN, Northern Israel.
Now, if you rely on emojis to get your message across, it's a big day for you. 8 new ones are coming to your smartphone next year. The most anticipated is an exhausted face with bags under its eyes. Others including a fingerprint, a splat, a root vegetable, a harp and a shovel. The leafless tree is meant to raise awareness, apparently, about climate change. New emojis don't just happen every day. It is a formal process led by the Unicode Consortium, which is a non-profit overseeing global emoji standards.